Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another discussion video on Cyberpunk, and today we have kind of the same topic we had as last night. By last night, I mean about like 6 hours ago. I took a little nap, a little 4 hour nap. It's probably considered sleep, to be honest with you, but the game's out. I want to keep you guys informed on things, get you guys tutorials, all that, so here I am again. Now, the topic is performance and FPS issues. Obviously, in the last video, we talked about there's a lot of problems. Whether you're on console, PC, the game isn't very optimized. Now, with that being said, I think the game is great. I think the game is, quality-wise, it's a very good game, right? Story-wise, I enjoy the story. I enjoy like all the extra stuff in it. It's cool. I'm not saying the game is bad at all. It's not even close to bad. It's a great game, but just the way that it's optimized is very questionable. A lot of people, even with the best computers, are still, if they're playing on a high, they're still getting close to 60 FPS, and if they play on an ultra, their their FPS is dropping below 60, even below 40, which is a real big problem. And like I said before in my previous video, I have a computer that usually runs every top AAA game at about 60 to 100 frames easy on high, right? So and I had to drop my settings down to low and medium to continue at a steady 60 everywhere, which a lot of people don't even have the option for that, which is very unfortunate, especially on console, because it was reported that console, what's it called? In terms of sales, 41% of people bought this game for the console. So until I think they get, because there's a free upgrade from the PS4, let's say, to the PS5, and I'm pretty sure from the Xbox to the newest Xbox, right? So before people get that newer console, their game is very, very, very blurry. Like I've seen some questionable things where stuff wasn't rendering at all. People were rendering, nothing was rendering at all, and it's kind of a shame because I feel like the game is, it's a very good game, and I feel like a lot of people aren't being able to enjoy it, and a lot of people are getting the wrong feeling about it because of that, right? Like yesterday, I wanted to play it through for a longer time, but I had to spend like a good, I would say, 4 or 5 hours trying to figure out what is the problem with my computer. When in all reality, it wasn't my computer, it was the game, which is unfortunate. Now, with that all being said, we talked about some fixes yesterday. These two in particular. Let's load in a little bit slow. There it is. So we've talked about this. Cascaded shadows resolution, and also I would include ambient occlusion. Those two, put it down to low. Drop it down to low. I don't care if it looks a little bit worse. Your FPS is gonna love you, and guess what else? Your PC, especially if you're playing this on PC, is going to love you. Again, I don't know exactly how it is on consoles. I haven't played on consoles for like years. I don't even know if they give you this option. So unfortunately, people on console, which is a big majority of you guys, I think you're gonna have to wait until you get the next version, and obviously you'll get your free upgrade. So we'll see. For people on console, you're just gonna have to hold on unless they give you guys an update. But at the same time, that brings me to my second point. There's still no tweets. There's still no response as far as I can find. I looked at the forums. I looked at their Twitter. I can't find anything in response to this problem. It's a big problem. It's literally, some of the biggest posts on the forums are of this right now, right? And I think that's a very big problem. As you can see right now on the Reddit, there's 88 people currently on it, which is insane. Insane. I've never seen these type of numbers for a video game. What's it called? A video game Reddit. Even when it just came out, like, these are insane numbers. And to have the top page just filled with this, and everyone's agreeing with it, there's a real problem there. And I feel like, and here's the thing, they might be working on it. You know what I mean? They might be working on it. So I'm not gonna say like, oh, they're not working on it. They probably are working on it, and it's probably gonna take some time to fix, but they got to work on it quicker, because they have so much hype behind it, and I feel like a lot of people are going to get turned off by the performance. So, but with that being said, here's another thing that we talked about yesterday that I suggest you guys do. I know Nvidia, obviously, because I have a Nvidia what's it called? Pretty much like a Nvidia system, right? Um, the drivers were, what's it called? They were dropped yesterday, right before the game came out, and people who installed it, for some reason it didn't work the first time you installed it. For me, it didn't work the first time I installed it either. But if you reinstall it using like the whole what is it, like Nvidia GeForce Experience or whatever, you go through that, reinstall it, and check whenever you launch the game if your GPU is actually in use with the game. Because for some reason, if you downloaded the first time, um, your GPU wasn't used. Like the game wasn't using your GPU, which it should. It was only using like 0 to 10%, which like it says right over here. And this is very true, and this does impact your game a ton. So I would re-download a couple times. I know AMD. I'm pretty sure. I'm almost 100% sure. AMD also released some drivers, so I would search those up. Those are important. It does help the game a lot. Playing without the newest drivers, you're gonna be a little bit in trouble. So I would really check that out, right? And the last thing I wanted to get to, this right over here. So this is like the newer what's it called, post. It says turn off even more things: chromatic aberration, film grain, and motion blur. And then he says chance that these settings are holding you back from seeing the proper graphics by making them blurry or otherwise not as nice without these settings enabled. This is also true for many games on the market. So this is a universal fix. And if you have an edit, you can also try to turn off depth of field. It's slightly similar to motion blur. Thanks for pointing it out. Also remember to update your AMD and Nvidia drivers that were released recently. Yes, update them and check if they use your GPU. How do you check if they use your GPU? Control Alt Delete, get to your task manager. You're gonna see your GPU usage. See if it kind of goes up when the game launches, and see if your GPU is actually being used by the game. If it's not, re-download them until it actually does. I know it's kind of a annoying process. I had to spend like a good 5 hours yesterday just looking for answers about this and this and that, and I do want to give you guys kind of like a chance to spend a little bit less time on it. My kind of end all kind of tip for you until we do get a response from them, and once we do, I will let you guys know. Just turn everything on low and medium. I think the game, to be honest with you, I know people love the whole I'm gonna play an ultra, I'm gonna play on a high. This ain't the game for it. Especially not right now. Until they optimize it more, I think ruining your system, because it uses a lot of CPU too. This game is CPU intensive. Let me tell you, this game eats up your CPU. I would suggest you just play on low to medium. There's I would put most of the stuff on low or off, and then certain things I would put higher. Like a little bit of texture can be higher, a little bit of certain things can be higher, but the ones that are mentioned here, the abrasion, film grain, motion blur, depth of field. Another thing I would look at is your crowd size. It's under the gameplay tab. There's I think it's called like NPC crowd size or something along those lines, and you can either choose low, medium, or high. I put it all the way to low. What it means is how much NPCs are walking around. Trust me, the low version is like any game you play now. The high version is a lot of people, and it very much causes a lot of FPS spikes. So I would really suggest that you just put it on low. You're not going to lose that much of an experience. And until there are patches, until there are fixes, if you want a good gameplay experience, just put everything to low. It's unfortunate that has to be said, but if you want to save your CPU from some overheating and all that other stuff, I would just suggest to do that for right now. But that will do it for me. This has been your update. I'm going to probably make another update a little bit later tonight. Hopefully we get a response. But yeah, like always, stay safe.